welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV MSQ. So, Final Fantasy has this fun thing, really fun. Every once in a while, it will just lose the connection to my controller, and I can still use the controller on Steam just fine. Like, that's not a problem. I can use it everywhere else, just not on 14. I can disconnect, my connection to my controller, reconnect everything. It won't start working until I reboot the computer. This game is being held together by duct tape and prayers, as I have said before. But it's fine. You may notice I look a little different. Got a new little armor set. And also, Dragoon is now up to level 16. I also have all of the Aethernet shards in Verdania. I really didn't feel like going back to Laminsa and doing that. I'll do that next time there. This is the first time through the game as Kilrath. I started back just before Heavensward came out, I think. When they obviously didn't have Hrothgar. But I loved this armor set. I was using this for a lot of the game. I love the look of it. But you would not know where to find it unless you talk to this guy, the Smith. Basically, it's like a tutorial man. So you talk to him, you do some tutorials. It's after you go through 6 tutorial missions, which are very quick, that you get this particular armor set. It's called the Brand New Set. And I love how this looks. So I'm probably going to be rocking this. Basically, it takes, you have to be a level 15. And it's physical DPS, specifically. Although I think it's for all... I'm pretty sure it's for any Disciple of War. But you get one only for tanks if you do as a tank. And but yeah, if you want one that every Disciple of War can use, you just got to go in as a DPS. But I think it looks awesome. It's got like the hood in the back. So we're going to be rocking Dragoon for a little bit. So we need to go back to Ul'dah and speak to Momodi. Also, there's been a slight delay in getting the previous MSQ stream up on YouTube because it split. I had to split into 2 parts because we had the little crash. I think the recording got screwed up, so I'm going to try to re-download the VODs directly and then combine them. But they're having trouble, so I might just have to actually just straight up send the VODs to YouTube in 2 parts, so it may just be a 2-part thing, so it'll be an extra part, but that's fine. I'll do that after I'm done with this, and before I put this one up, obviously. We are going to Adventurers Guild. It's taking slightly longer than I remember to actually get to the Scions. I seem to, in my mind, and again, this was a while back, I remembered you meeting more of them faster. It's a magic broom. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Oh, it's you. How many large catmen in armor do you know? And Hera spouting the same tired line. We sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to still listen to me prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Now we're going to Copperbell Mines. Petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God's almighty... that's Papa... Oh, Papa Shango! God's almighty, another second under the sun and I would have set a fire, a tankard of ale, if you'd be so kind. Oh boy. Excellent time at Papashan. Just so happens the adventurer who'll be handling the petition is here. Oh, where's my good friend Kilrath? Does my spirit well to see that you're the one who'll be helping us? Mayhap you'd like to apprise Kilrath of this mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amegina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, Giants have seized control of the place. They call that a problem, I call it Tuesday. These giants are of the clan of Hecatoncheires. That is a mythical reference. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, my lady. My lady. The people of that age used the Hecatoncheires to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, but the slaves are... You okay there, Papa Shango? The slaves arose up against their masters. As a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatoncheires, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels, so that was the Great Giant Revolt. Thus, so it was, the Great Giant Revolt was ended. That's too many G's. Buried beneath 100,000 tons of rocks. Wow, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines are being reopened, so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There'll be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task we would have you undertake. I'll not deny the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Yeah, I'm on it. Gods bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you didn't know, Copperbell mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Oh, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Imagina & Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. That'll be a row somewhere in here. Oh, there he is. You're just like watching us have this conversation. You could have like chimed in. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurers volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, mate. I just hope you've got skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down there. The Hecatoncheires left the place in a right state, and nearly a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the Second Old Dynasty was still young. It was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for a shortage of materials needing for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never even have reopened it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for for want of aught to build with. The stone torches will keep a watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Blah, blah, blah. I swear I can speak. So Copperbell is right, actually, very close to wherever this is. Horizon. The Hecatoncheires, by the way, were the instruments of the Titans, if I remember correctly, in Greek mythology. They had 100 hands, with 100 arms, 100 legs, like, I don't think that's 50 heads, and basically they were just like destruction engines, and I believe that I've heard different versions. In one, they were destroyed along with everything else when the gods kicked the Titans out. Another is that the Hecatoncheires turned on the Titans and helped the gods to deal with the Titans. But yeah, that's just an interesting little mythological reference. And the only reason that I actually know how to pronounce that word when it comes up. Bomb. Every time I see a Goblin, I just keep thinking, as soon as we hit 50 and get through the MSQ, we can, or the Realm Reborn MSQ, we can start Hildebrand. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Funniest shit. There's been an incident in a couple of mines. We're here to ensure its effects are contained. For your own safety. Okay, oh, you're an adventurer who volunteered to quell the Hecaton carries? I didn't think the Papa Shango would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see them, the better. See to them, the better. Yeah, just go see them. Just say hi. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Yep, we gonna do. So now, well, I was gonna say, now you get to see what Dragoons can do. It's like, I have like 2 moves at this point in the game. I know we want duty support. Copperbell. So interestingly, when we unlock, that are basically usually pretty much completely optional, the hard modes of these dungeons, it's not the same plot for the dungeon. The hard mode takes into account that you already did the regular mode. So when you come back to Copperbell Mines later, we cleared the giants out, so it's basically what happened. It's like there's a dungeon we'll do later where we clear out a whole bunch of creatures, and then the hard mode is that after you had cleared out all the creatures, they basically turned like the flames, the immortal flames, turned that dungeon into basically like a training facility. So you're basically giving the training facility like a test run, basically. Like they turn it into the danger room, more or less. So it's interesting that each going back to a dungeon in hard mode is a completely different storyline for that dungeon. So because I am not the tank, I basically leave the party over here, the tank takes over. So, for Dragoon, I got my 1-2 combo for the moment. The other thing I have, I do have Bloodbath. I can hit Bloodbath, and then for, I think like 15 seconds maybe, I get life back every time I hit an enemy. So that's kind of a little self-heal. I also have Life Surge. Look. Thought I had to sneeze, sorry about that. Life Surge. I pop that, and my next attack is automatically a critical hit, and it heals me. So basically, the strongest attack that I have, I want to use on that. For right now, it's going to be the Vorpal Thrust, which is my second combo hit. Eventually, it's going to be Full Thrust, which is the third combo hit. Is basically the only time I'll want to use that. Another thing to note, and this is a beginner's mistake, I'm eventually going to get things like Lance Charge, and Life Surge to a lesser extent. Lance Charge is just, I do more damage for like 15 seconds. A lot of beginners will think, well, I gotta save that for the boss. I'm not gonna use that on trash mobs. These things don't have a very long cooldown, like a minute at most. So you do pretty much want to use it whenever you can, even against trash mobs, because to be fair, trash mobs are 90% of like the hard content of a dungeon. The bosses, you'll be able to still use it on a boss. You're fine. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pull the lever. They should hopefully warp to me. Gonna... They'll be here. They'll be here. There they go. But yeah, like, so your cooldowns, except for like your like 2-minute cooldowns that are like really, really situational, for the most part, you want to pop those every time you got them. It's just... Anything you can do to help make the tank and healer's jobs easier by clearing out these mobs faster, you want to do. So for example, boom, I pop Life Surge, and I get an automatic crit on my second combo hit. And now in 33 seconds from now, I'll have another one. That especially goes for anything that buffs the party. Eventually, I will be getting a move called Battle Litany, which increases the critical hit chance of the entire party. Again, it's not a long cooldown. I'll also be getting Dragon Sight, where I can buff a specific member of the party. Pop those wherever they're off cooldown. Although on bosses, interestingly, you want to wait maybe like 15 seconds before popping your party-wide cooldowns. Because it takes about that long for everyone to get their combos going and to get their own self-buffs that come from their combos. So at about the 15-second mark. Yep, we do win Copper Bell. Wait a minute. Is that... Oh god. Is this way, or is that the way? I cannot remember. Oh, hi. There's Hecatogarus. Yeah, around the 15-second mark is when everyone's pretty much got their main combo going. So that's basically when most people will pop all their party-wide stuff, just because that's when you can really start turning on the damage. At this point, though, I mean, I have one self-buff and 2 hits. So there's not really much I can do. I don't even have any AoEs yet. Wait, do I even get an AoE before I hit Dragoon? I have a ranged attack, but that's about it. So if I remember correctly, and I haven't been remembering anything correctly so far, after this is when we choose a Grand Company, and then we meet up with the Scions. I keep saying we're about to meet them, and then I'm wrong. It has been a minute since I've gone through Realm Reborn. Yeah, that's this. Oh, yes, okay, now I know where we are. Okay. This is back in the era when they had so many weird side paths. This isn't even close to the worst, though. This is actually pretty straightforward. There's some early dungeons that are optional that are nightmares to try to navigate if you don't know where you're going. Wanderer's Palace is a nightmare and a half. That's one I probably just won't be doing. I can't remember if we have to do Aurum Vale, but I'd rather not if I don't have to. I can't remember if that's required. Yes. Yes, okay. Now, yeah, we're good. We're good. now we do the fire sand stuff. Okay. So pick up some fire sand. Oh, that's the one. I was like, oh god, don't tell me I missed it. So put some fire sand, basically gunpowder. Let's put that right there. Just, you know, just shove it in there. And, you know, you might want to not stand on that. Okay, there you go. First boss. The Screaming Dark. I don't remember any of the mechanics of early game bosses. Well, there's a tank buster, which I talked about last time. Which is basically one of the only times in a boss fight you'll ever use a defensive cooldown. Okay, yep. So he's going to be doing these in order. So, actually this is just... A lot of times when things like this happen, there won't be a safe spot, except you have to just get to where he's going, just outside the range of his first big one, so that as soon as he does that, you can just run into that area to be safe from the rest of them. Yeah, they're still... That's quite... You know, they're fully resisting the stuns. Oh yeah, they changed, like, a lot of things about all the new dungeons. Which actually, again, is very nice. It's very nice that they're doing that, because having, like, this kind of mechanic this early, and especially being nice enough to give you an actual full-blown safe space so that you can look at the mechanic and say, oh, okay, he's creating safe spots as he's doing it. Yeah, they do a good job of, like, ramping it up just very, very slightly and just showing you some later stuff early in a safe way. And also by streamlining a lot of these dungeons. I mean, the only one that I usually end up... Well, everyone still ends up having to do occasionally is Praetorium. And Castrum. Castrum, Praetorium, whatever you're doing, MSQ, do roulettes. And, oh lord. I still haven't... Like, hate. Castrum's still not great, but it's better than it was. It's not as nearly as painful. I can remember getting lost in Castrum my first time through, and like the rest of the party was fighting the boss while I was still wandering around, not knowing where to go. Tiny key. And Praetorium, when you would just run through all the first areas, accepting some player deaths. Because you're just like, nope, we're just going to run through. Because this dungeon is long. Just get to the next spot, ignore the enemies. And now it's like, let's shorten this up so that you have only a couple pulls and it actually kind of functions like a dungeon. And instead of having you go through all of that, and then also Ultima Weapon, and then also the La Habrea fight, it's like, no, how about we split that up? Oh yeah, 100%. It like Ultima feels just, well, like I said, it feels like an actual fight instead of just the end of a raid where you're already kind of that. Praetorium took forever back in the day. Even when you could skip cutscenes, it took forever. And then ultimately, like the final. Like, after Ultima Weapon, you get that last fight that's just like, this fight may as well be a cutscene. Like, it's like the Yevon of this game. You can't really lose. So I like them just making that a personal duty now, where it's just like, yeah, just finish it off, be the cool guy. And we got fire sand from him. So gotta go here and get the blasting cap to get his fire sand. okay, I got this, guys. It's okay. You deal with him. I'll, Oh, you didn't even try to blow up. I guess I can go for the treasure coffer. It's right here. Yeah, that's probably caster, actually. Hold on. Yes, it is. You kind of, like, figure out just some of the naming conventions as you go. And time to blow up another thing. And might as well grab that, because I think we're gonna need it. Oh, Blob Man, yes. I seem to recall this fight being very different, too. I can't quite remember exactly. I vaguely remember. What was this fight before? And I couldn't actually just see him, he just used Rampart. Oh yeah, they're all just gonna do a big just run away. Pop. Is that always what he did? I have so little memory of the first few dungeons in vanilla. I might as well use my handy dandy range attack now. Stick at him. There we go. Oh, level up. Yeah, level ups are going to be happening a lot. Ooh, I got disembowel. Disembowel is essentially a branch, so after True Thrust I can do either Vorpal Thrust or Disembowel. I'll always want to Disembowel first, because that's the one that applies, I get basically a damage buff for it. Temporary damage buff, so occasionally I have to refresh it, but... Don't like how close the blasting device is to the actual wall, but that's fine. Just seems a little... Is it this way? Well, he decided, so... He made his decision. He'll live with it. This is the way? Question mark? Okay, let's get to the phone. Let's use it. So now you power surge for 30 seconds, which is a damage buff. So basically, by the end of Dragoon, you have a very steady rotation of like 47 buttons, but basically the goal is always to get to get Disembowel refreshed, like just before or just after it times out. If you're doing the rotation properly, I think this is the way. Yeah, so sorry. Oh, Hecaton. Pigman. Hecaton Kyries don't really show up too much. I want to say they show up in the new variant, well, not new variant dungeon, the original variant dungeon after Endwalker. I believe it's Hecaton Kyries that you fight in that one. I think it's Hecaton Kyries. So there's not a lot of them left, but they're still kicking around occasionally. That way? Yes. I'm gonna say yes, because that's where the arrow's pointed. There we are. Yep. Alright, boss time. The last giant. Every once in a while I play with the idea of doing a Dark Souls 2 playthrough. There's just way too much to play right now. Alright, you can, there you go. So, that. There's another nice little mechanic that we're going to be seeing a lot later on. The get close instead of running away. And again, you only really got to worry about staying out of the orange just until after it goes away. As soon as this goes away, I can just, well, depending on the ping, like as soon as the orange goes away, you could run right into where the orange was, even if the effect is still technically going on and you're fine. Which you need to kind of manipulate to kind of weave in and out of some attacks. But like seeing like something hit the ground and then seeing other ones come up like a second afterwards, that means you can run to where that first one was as soon as that orange is off the ground, because that's now a safe space from everything else. So if I was like trapped, I could be like, okay, now I run to where that one was, and I'll avoid the others. It's like nice, safe, easy to understand mechanics in a very safe way that later on are going to be much more complicated, but using the same patterns. But they do a very good job with these early dungeons, kind of, well, the new versions of these early dungeons. They're getting them all, training people on the, well, because at the same time, when these dungeons are coming out, they're still trying to figure everything out. Like, they have a system now in place where there's, like, almost like a vocabulary to how dungeon mechanics go. So now, going back through and being able to kind of rejigger these early dungeons, they can go, okay, knowing what we do now with how all of our dungeons are run from, you know, here on out, how can we make the early ones really a tutorial about how to read our language of symbols? I think they do a pretty darn good job. I'm commending none of you. Alright, so just put the orchestration roll away. Well, might as well just see if there's anything I can actually replace. Okay, oh, I gotta do. Ooh, I got the Disarm. Nice. Well, I can't do that here anyway because I need to He's gonna be back at Ulda. Oh, I can do my next Lancer quest. Yeah, the Gladiator quest, I'll definitely finish up the Gladiator quest on stream since we've already done most of it. Because that one, I think, the Gladiator actually has a really, like, interesting thing, because you get, like, these characters that are kind of neat. The whole Aldous quest line, and Lancer's not that interesting. It's, oh, there's a mean Lancer, and he... Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. There's a mean Lancer, and he thinks that the way you Lancers are your wusses. I'm gonna make all your things harder whenever you go out on a mission, because I think you need to be tougher. I'm the mean guy. That's it. It's not till you hit Dragoon when the storyline starts really kicking up. I went to Gladiator instead of... I was thinking Gladiator. I had Gladiator on the brain. But I'll definitely finish that one up, because that one has a really cool, like, end set piece, too. But Dragoon, we're going to be taking quite a ways, just because that actually interacts with Heavensward. Adventure skill. There we go. Hey. Oh, I can actually do this now. Boom. And boom. Although, to be fair, the disarm actually looks pretty cool. It is a neat... It is cool. Not as cool as a halberd. I'll probably actually use like the basic halberds when we get them. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the staff for now. For now. Wait, don't I have level 50? I don't have a... Really? Oh, no, I do. That's fine. I look. It's more about looks right now. And there are some cool-ass halberds in this game. Not cool-ass halberds, but cool-ass halberds. I don't remember this being a personal duty. What is the duty? Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ul'dah will have the materials it needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll be sharing the good tidings with Papa Shango the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Mumity. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Yeah, I'm not gonna help. I'm just gonna watch him walk away. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. I was just... Hey. Hey, sorry, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with my own coin. What rot? You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I have a feeling the dodos are gonna be doing just fine. I'm gonna say this one more time. Give back what you stole or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the Brass Blades. You know, help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. He wants her to wash his windows. That's all. This is a desert. Those things get grimy. I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Swearing me mum. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg ye. I swear on my mother. I swear on me mum. I didn't steal nothing. I bought it with the coin I'd saved. I don't want to treat me children to a decent meal. Who the hell's are you when you're at home? The dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. A lot of people say that. We should bring that back. Mummer's farce. No one uses that enough. You lot, teach him a lesson. Oh, you stepped into the wrong neighborhood. You really don't want to get on the Warrior Blight's bad side. I'm gonna go out on a limb and think that's an LB. That's basically a big refugee crisis going on in Ulda. There's a lot of the refugees from Almigo. We're gonna be hearing this music a lot of Hildebrand questline too. But that's great. Yeah, they're dead. You know, you try to shake someone down, and we're to 3 in the street. I ain't getting paid enough for this. You're getting paid? Where the hell do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. Sorry, stroking out. I swear there are more refugees than when we last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. It's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? Simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. Thank you for the exposition, friend. I think. The calamity's affecting the whole realm, didn't it? It's the same thing happening in other cities? If the talk is true, yes, though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ulda has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural refugees would try to find their luck here first. I have a PowerPoint presentation to go along with this. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I would be lying if I didn't say it wasn't apprehensive. I hope the president doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, I'm sure that some of the refugees would turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Oh, it's gonna get way worse. Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some of them find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. That actually sounds delicious. Not gonna lie. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that Ulda was well on its way to recovery, but peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. So did she hear that entire conversation? Because usually with the Echo, you're kind of seeing it through the lens of their perspective. Granted, this is Realm Reborn, when they weren't quite sure what they wanted the Echo to do exactly. We'll be getting to that a little later. As far as some things where it's like, that's not how the Echo works, but you were throwing some stuff against the wall to see what stuck. I get it. You weren't even sure this was going to survive past the Realm Reborn. Sir, are you alright? Because if we were seeing this through the lens of her, like what she experienced, Was she listening to their entire conversation? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? Yeah, I saw the past. Trust me. It, I'm built different. I could see things like that. Yeah, she bought it. Ah, yes, did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? I will overlook this, but just this once. God bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster would have done. I don't bear thinking about. I didn't say I was doing this for free, by the way. Oh, okay, well, it's too late. All's well that ends well. Hey, Thancred. We meet again. Pray do not mistake my intent, for it is always honorable, but I've been watching over you since you departed Ulda. You played a part of envoy to perfection, confident as a man on a diplomatic mission should be, yet unfailingly courteous to your betters. And when the travels led you in the midst of danger, you faced it without so much as a flinch. Now I think we're finally going to get with the Scions. Only took like 4 streams to get here. You, my friend, are quite a marvel, and I confess to being somewhat in awe of you. But my lavish praise continues. Most of all, I was struck by your readiness to aid those in need, even when your words were all the reward, or even when words were all the reward you could expect to receive. Such selflessness is a rare thing in this day and age. All of which leads me to conclude that you are indeed the one whom I have been looking for. An adventurer possessed of a very rare set of qualities. I have a certain set of skills. To be sure, your rescue of the damsel in distress was more of a happy accident, but rescue her you did, and that is what matters in the end. I feel I should mention at this point, I also harbor a burning interest in a certain talent of yours. It's called the San Diego Thank You. I speak of your visions. You have been experiencing visions, have you not? Well, it just so happens that I know a woman who shares your talent, and I can help you understand it. She and I belong to the same organization, and we should both be delighted beyond words if you would agree to join our cause. Naturally, there are benefits to being part of such a collective. For one, we should be glad to assist you in realizing your potential as an adventurer. You need not give me your answer now. Think upon it, and if you feel moved to join us, as I pray you shall, speak with Momody, the ever-lovely and youthful mistress of the quicksand. Tell her the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have found their man, and she will tell you where to find us. In the most inconvenient place to get to, despite the fact that I have to go there over and over and over and over until they finally move to Mordona where there's an Aetherite. I'm only speaking out of hurt. It's just such a pain every time you have to go back there. Seems like that'll become more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll be alright. Probably. Be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pester me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing gentlemen's woes from the womenfolk from time to time. She gave me the exact same line. You have this rehearsed, don't you? And I thought I was special. Ah, Kireth. Sorry to keep you waiting. Just providing guidance to a fresh off-the-carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at work, hard at the giants in the dark. I never doubted for a moment you'd succeed, of course, and neither did Papa Shango, which ain't to say we ain't overjoyed. Oh, but before I forget, there's a lass who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. She said, large, giant cat man with a spear. And it's like, yeah, there's only one of those I know of. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Ida. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when I'm sorry, we were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. Here's his head! I keep carrying it around for some reason. His name was Avir. He and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn till dusk, to see you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventure. He saw that it would be like you one day. I believe he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, of all you have achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Avir once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask your name. And will you sign his head? Kilrath Akangi, I shan't forget. And thank you, Kilrath Akangi. I pray we meet again. Fare you well. Oh, we will. Oh. Just you wait. Adventure can be cruel bleeding business. Time was I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. I thought it'd be right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post. And I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Kilrath. Eh? What did he say? You want to know about the signs of the seventh dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Kilrath, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk. The work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Oops. There we go. So you want to know more, then, do you? Well, ain't that a surprise? I swear, if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on the other, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose. I'd kind of be an Uldan. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust these signs of the Seventh Dawn, you can. They're good people. They've made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you. I've been given leave to tell where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay, out in western Thanalan. The place you're looking for is called the Waken Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance, and you'll be let in. You're a man in demand, Kilrath, and the days ahead promise to be busy. But I hope you won't forget your old friend Momody. Drop in and tell me how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. Oh, the first of many. Actually, I guess, wait. No, I don't get that till after the quest. Damn it! You do get, kind of like, some items you can use to teleport there immediately. Which is nice. At least you have that, but every once in a while you won't have any, and you just gotta make the trick. Just gotta. Wait, level 20, can I do Chocoburs? Actually, I should be able to... Let me do this first, then I'm going back and seeing if I can... I think maybe at level 20 I can do... Grand Company and get my Chocobo, maybe... Maybe... But we'll do this just so I can get the, actually get the plot moving. And once you have them out, this isn't too bad. And there are story reasons why they're not in a place. Well, like they said, they have enemies that would really like to know where they are. So getting, staying in a place that doesn't just have an aetheryte that they can immediately warp to makes sense. It does. Makes perfect sense. Still. Tataru! Tra la 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 la. Oh, thank you not to sneak up on me like that. Now, please be advised this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business here, I must ask you to... Here on behest of Thancred? My sincerest apologies. Please, may I please have your name? I can barely read these smudged letters, but yes, Kilrathakanki. Ah, here you are. I bid you welcome to Waking Sands, headquarters of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. My name is Tataru, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. The antecedent is within the solar. I shall let her know to expect you. Now, will you sign this contract in blood, where basically you owe me everything you have from here to perpetuity? She may look cute, but when you're the coin keeper of an organization like this, no, she owns you. Sometimes Tataru got to choke a bitch to get that money. I take it you at Kilrathakanki? Tataru sent word that you had arrived. Lady Minfilia is eagerly awaiting your coming. This way, if you please. I'll take the money. Definitely take the money. And there it is. Got the crew.
私はミンフィリア、この暁の決命の名手です。待ってたわ。こちらへどうぞ。悪いようにはしないから安心して。いろいろ聞きたいことはあると思うけど、まずは私たち暁の決命について説明した方がいいかしらね。私たち暁の決命は国家間の垣根を越えてエウルゼア全土で活動している団体です。私たちの目的は一つ。神々に愛されし地、このエウルゼアを救済すること。そのためにエウルゼア、いえ、世界が抱える脅威である万神問題の解決に向けて取り組んでいます。この暁の決命にはあなたと同じ不思議な力を持つ人が何人かいるの。この不思議な力にはいくつか種類があるのだけれど、あなたはこれまでにこんな経験をしたことがないかしら。
Yes, the talent I speak of is narcolepsy.
ノイズのような感覚、何かに吸い込まれるような感覚、まるで幻のように浮かび上がる風景。それこそがあなたの能力。精神の壁を越え相手を見ることができる 超える力よ。超える力は言葉の壁を超える力、心の壁を超える力。そして幻のごとく過去を見ることができる時間の壁を超える力。さすがに過去が見えるだけで相手と会話したり結果を変えたりなんてことはできないわ。様々な能力の中でもこの超える力は特殊なもの。あなたはその中でも強い力を持つ。ただこの力は自分で発動をコントロールできないところが悩ましいのよね。そう、私もあなたと同じ力、その超える力の能力者の一人よ。さて本題よ。私たちの目的、エオルゼアの救済のためには万神問題の解決が不可欠。そのためには国家、組織、種族、言葉、それに主義や思想、あらゆる壁を越えた対策をしなくてはならない。そこであなたの力が必要になる。私たち暁の決命に協力してほしいの。あなたの能力、超える力は万神への切り札ともなるもの。万神問題を解決するため、世界を救うために必要な力よ。あなたがエオルゼアを歩く冒険者として何を求め、何になりたいのか私にはわからない。でもこの先も冒険者として生きるためにはもっとエオルゼアを知る必要があるでしょ。そしてそのエオルゼアには万神問題がある。私たちと行動して万神問題を追うことはエオルゼアを知るのに最も近道だと思うわ。
Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. We are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and at a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that might otherwise be denied you. The right to employ retainers, for example, are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your assets and belongings on your behalf. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to do that in NN if I hadn't had that? Oh. The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Tataru. Pleasure is mine, my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the Retainer's Registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the service of a retainer. You will need to consult a retainer vocate regarding the particulars of this arrangement, but believe me when I say that retainers will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors. The retainers basically are storage, and also they sell things for you on the auction house, so if you want to make money, let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us to the full extent of your talents. Mutually beneficial relationship, I am sure you will agree, and one which serves the greater good besides. Well, that was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose, and what we can offer you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you have come to the decision, you may tell me... In good faith, I shall trust you with our order's password, which our members use to reach one another when afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray keep it safe. That's a Final Fantasy II reference. Yep, hiring a retainer. Not even. Well, no. By the end, I probably will need one. We Scions have one objective: to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings almost. Yeah, we've already. Yeah. Yeah, primals are the main reason that the Scions exist.
早速使ってるわね。協力してくれると受け取っていいのかしら。よかった。ありがとう。きっと協力してくれると思っていたの。では改めて暁の血盟の仲間たちを紹介しなきゃ。シャーレヤンという言葉に聞き覚えはあるかしら。エオルゼア六大都市の一つで、アルデナード小大陸の北西にある都市国家よ。あ、いえ、正確にはあったと言うべきかしらね。彼らは古の地に精通し、エーテル学や魔法の分野では帝国さえ凌駕する知識と技術を持っていたの。そんなシャーレアンの中で賢人と呼ばれる人々が結成したのが救世使命。エオルゼアが滅亡から逃れる希望があると信じてこの地に残って活動してくれた集団よ。他の住民は北洋の本国に帰ってしまったけどね。彼らがそのシャーレヤンの賢人たち。彼女がイダ、隣がパパリモよ。二人とも森の都グリダニアの調査を担当しているわ。
These are the two that if I had started in Gridania, I would have run into them as the ones that would basically get me in.
よろしくね。よろしく。次、彼はサンクレット。ここ砂の都ウルダ派の調査の担当者だ。
よろしくな。
Even though we already met.
協力してくれると信じてたぜ。彼女はヤシトラだ。海の都リムサロミンサの調査の担当をしている。
And if I'd started in Lumpsa, it would have been Ishtola.
よろしくね。
最後に彼はウリエンジョーギュレ、この本部の執務長よ。困ったことがあったら彼に聞くといいわ。
Whenever you want to have a wall of text, go speak to Yuri.
月明輝けども必ずや暁迎えん。我が友の言葉、この出会いに感謝を。
我々は5年前のカルテノーの戦いで痛手を負い、指導者を失った。そして我々と歩みを共にしていたミンフィリアたちと暁の血盟を結成したの。
このように能力者とシャーレアンの賢人を中心に暁の血盟は多くの盟員で構成されているわ。そして彼女、受付や事務処理を担当しているタタルさんよ。
And she shakes down those who owe us money. Don't get on her bad side.
よろしくです。みんなで仲良くやっていきましょう。さてと、 早速だけど頼みがあるの。ウリエンジェさん、バルデシオン委員会からの資料は届いてる？
ええ、こちらに。
ウルド派のグランドカンパニー不滅隊から
Yep, okay.
ある事件への協力要請があったの。サンクレット、説明をお願いできるかしら。
事件の概要はこうだ。七輪銀山で採掘されたクリスタルを運ぶアマジナ鉱山社系のキャラバンが襲撃された。それだけじゃない。時を同じくしてウルダハ近辺の貧民窟から幾人もの人が消えている。
クリスタル強奪事件と誘拐事件ってところね。本来こういった事件は治安維持も務めるグランドカンパニーの仕事だわ。でもこの事件、おそらく蛮神が絡んでいる。
現場に残っていた手口、おそらく首謀者はウルダ派に住むアマルジャ族だ。アマルジャ族にはクリスタルを強奪したり人を誘拐する理由がある。それこそが蛮神関連ってわけだ。
あなたに蛮神問題を理解してもらうためにもこの事件に関わってほしいの。ありがとう。ウルダ派の事情には担当でもあるサンクレットが詳しいわ。彼にあなたを支援してもらいます。
俺に任せてくれ。よろしくな。
So basically, in order for anyone to summon a primal, you need a lot of energy in the form of aether, and crystals are basically like little aether batteries. So they get a lot of crystals together and they use them to get enough power to actually like manifest their god as a primal. So anytime we're dealing with a primal, we're looking for people who are trying to get lots and lots of crystals. Ready to begin, are we? Yeah, that's the spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions, crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we are correct, it is like that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on the caravan, our friends at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern have doubled security over all their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abductions should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone, so that should be a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isimbard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. And abductions, of course. I mean, you can't have a good god summoning without a couple sacrifices. I mean, come on, what's the fun in that? So now I'm gonna go to Gridirnir first, since I have I can finish another Lancer quest. It's all 20 Lancer quests, so that might actually give me a move. And while here, I'm gonna see something. I'm just gonna run over here real quick. I went the wrong way. Okay, I can't do anything with these guys yet. Okay. Well then, we are going to go to Lancer Place. I'm not gonna like really pay attention to this because again, it's mean guy. Mean Lancer doesn't like our Lancers, so he wants to be the better, meaner Lancer because the Lancers need to Lancer better. No, I just got some new stuff. That's fine. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna go to the training place. Oh no, we're just gonna fight here. Oh, this could be a nice quick one. It's just a duty. I just need to look up like when I can't remember if it's gotta be a story. Like they'll let me know when I can join a grand company and get a chocobo. It was around level 20, but not quite at level 20 quests. I don't think it's after Ifrit, I think it's before Ifrit. I may be a little over-leveled right now. Well, not really, it's only level 20. This is level 20, right? Yeah, it is, okay. That was easy. There are some personal duties and story quests that are actually legitimately kind of challenging. I believe the last Gunbreaker one. Actually, no, not the last gun. Yeah, I think it is the last Gunbreaker one. Like the climax of that storyline is a duty that is actually pretty darn hard. Like you make one mistake, and you might not be able to get your health back in time. Alright. Wait, no, what? No, I didn't mean to... Okay, hold on. Goddamn. Why does it always start on no? Yes. Oh, I can't even skip this one. Alright. Yeah, this is Mean Lancer. I told him he shouldn't be with you Lancers because you're not the good Lancers. I'm the better Lancer. I want you guys. I don't like you, and I'm the Bane guy. Blah 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 blah. You two race, see who wins. Hey, they can't all be winners. Gladiator's really good. Monk is actually pretty darn good too. Pugilist. And then, you know... I haven't gotten a Hawthorne Heart yet? Really? Really? Oh. Oh, well, I'm right here. Did I not get the... I swear I came to this area on my own. Am I an idiot? Did I not get the Aetherite while I was there? I don't think I did. Well. About that. Yeah, I'm gonna go run and grab Hawthorne Hunt real quick. Yeah, Paladin, probably the worst class storyline in the game. At least up until 60, because 60 to 70 you stop doing things with Paladins because who cares? You're back doing stuff with the Gladiators. I might as well do the hunting. And then the best with a bullet is Dark Knight. Dark Knight is the best class storyline in the game. How many of these do I need? Hello, Treeman. There's one. And I know I keep saying Dark Knight's the best. Wait until we get to Heavensward, because before we start, that's like as soon as we get into Ishgard in Heavensward, before I even touch the first MSQ quest, I am making a beeline to grab Dark Knight. That is, like, look, I know there's some serious story, like, stuff going on. There's some heavy stuff. Nah. I got business to take care of first. Dragoon and Dark Knight, my favorite two Final Fantasy classes. It just so turns out they're both really good classes. Dragoon, one of the top DPS, and Dark Knight, consistently the top damage dealing tank. Not quite as much survivability as the other tanks, but they do the most damage. And once you get Blackest Knight, you have the best. No. I do need some repairs, probably. Alright, now I can do the quest. Go over here, kill some boars. Actually, are these the ones that... I think the boars in this area I will need if I ever go Blue Mage. I'll probably show off Blue Mage at least, because Blue Mage is weird. Blue Magic in Final Fantasy is basically that you learn moves, you learn monsters' moves. All your spells are things that enemies do. It used to be you had to get hit by a move in other games to learn it. In this one, you just have to see them do it. And then you can just beat the enemy and potentially learn it. It's called a limited class, or limited job, because it's not quite like the other jobs. It only goes up to, originally it only went up to level 70, now it goes up to level 80, while, you know, most classes go up to 90. It can't be in normal parties, unless the entire party is Blue Mages. You can only bring it along in a party if you are basically going in, like, unsynced. So learning some of the ones that require dungeons requires you to either have a party of all Blue Mages, or basically just a group that's willing to go in, basically unrestricted. Actually, I mean, it's a fate, might as well. So I'm just looking for boars. Which is a fairly wide area where they are, so I guess I can kind of move around. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, I need that. Damn it. I could tag it, but nah, there's gonna be other boars around here. Oh, I mean, oh, there's one. There's that hunting thing. That might be. Yeah, we'll cover this northern area. Ooh, there's two down here. Taking my bars. Let's pay attention there. There's two up here. These two should do it? Question mark? Damn trance. Stacking up. There's certain boards that do one of the blue mage spells and some that don't. I believe these are some of the ones that do. It's a bristle. I believe it's just a self buff. I have one character that's a dedicated blue mage. And then we put them over here. Now we do a duty. This is the way. That's a big pickle. Looks like a Star Wars character would say. Hey, he gets true thrust, full thrust run. That's not fair. You know what? Let's look at that. Get out of there. Fire screens. You're doing it, buddy. Keep doing it. You're doing good. You're doing great. Keep it up. Yeah, you'll be fine. He played hockey, you'll be alright. Clear the trial. Oh, you got knocked the fuck out. Gasp. We're done. Give me my equipment. They gonna want me right back? No. That's fine. Lancer Guild, and then we are off to the races. On our way to Ifrit. The first trial. Okay, gimme. Okay, what do I want? That's an upgrade. That's not really an upgrade. This is an upgrade. Yes. Oh, I got Feint. Okay, good. Feint is... Well, hold on, let me do that real quick. Incompatible. Did I not? Hold on. Oh. Oh, wait a minute, no. What did I just get? I thought I got level 20. Yeah, full straight, no. Divine. Oh, those are the feet. Okay. Okay, I need to get... Screw this, I'm just gonna go buy a better pant so that I can use the glamour. Excuse me, I need pant. I must eat pant. Give me some, just whatever. Yeah, sure. Done. There we go. So now do this. Now we have glimmer. Boom. Wait, what? Why can't it? Weird. Yeah, perfect. Because it's vitality in mind again. God damn it. Lancer. Give me things for Lancer. That's too expensive. God damn it. You know what? I'm fine with this. Whatever. We're done. We're done. I swear. Like, yes, technically I can wear that, but you should only be putting things on that do whatever. Chemtry bone. Do I have Chemtry bone yet? I do. Easy. Oh, actually, hold on. Where's the merchants? I can sell all my. Yeah, I can sell my quest stuff. We're gonna go. Oh, I have food. I should be using that. Give myself one more experience. Cool. It's over there. Paid to search for the missing folk, I take it? Menphilia sent word of the adventure, fitting your description would be along. She also warned us to be wary of the Almalja. Seems we know who the culprits are, at the very least. Now, I bear no official title at this camp, but the people here come to look to me for leadership. Got my word, I'll do all I can to help see the victims safely returned. Well, we'll do our best about that. Let us get right to it then. Menphilia names the Almalja culprits in all this. You would do well to investigate them first. Much harm has been levied on these lands by the Almalja hands. The flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay the darkness in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders of callers at the church of Saint Lamdama, innocents, wishing no more than to pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I would see to the deed before mongrels catch the scent. But I know not if the Almalja still linger. Would you secure their remains for me, friend? You will find them on the eastern road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Almalja seek in this area. Well, crystals, mainly. This much we know. Do any of the merchants around here? That merchant matter, there we go. There we go. Give me that. Fixed. So we need to go to the church, which is up here. Oh, it's up that way, actually. Oh, because we're getting bodies first, right? That's so nice, you know. First day on the job as a Scion, I'm just gonna be moving some corpses. It's fine. Nope, they are still Almalja. Well, these are the Almalja. Yep. They're a problem. Well, now we can pick up the corpses. Oh yes, the move I just got, Feint. Essentially, it's something that all melee DPS, like physical DPS melee, get. You pop it on a boss or any enemy, and basically it does less damage. So basically, you throw that on when the boss is going to do a big AoE move to the party. You pop that on, everyone will take a little bit less damage. Then we go, are we going to him or are we going... Yeah, we're going to him, okay, well. Ow. Bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day, I thank you. Now then, what of the Almalja? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they can conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. So there were Almalja remaining after all, I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed, but I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Almalja raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great, and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least if we learn there's another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Tribone every day. Even if it were among one of them, if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? let's say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves. Maybe among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it so. There's a merchant by the name of Ungust, who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar, a rough character. But he knows the people better here than most. I'm paraphrasing. I'd wager he's at the inn, quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him. Else he's not like to speak to you. Whoop. Oh, there it is. You okay there? Doing great, buddy. Doing a good job. Oh wait, he's that guy. Oh, yeah, You're the bloody adventurer that threatened me back at Uldo. What seven hells do you want with me now? Here, have a note. Dear friend, missing people, please help. Yours is Simbard. Folks around here is where as they come. I'll turn tail and run if so much as past wind nearby. Playing them off of fools and coax some hard labor out of them I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before. Well, with all the disappearances. You can go talk to them yourself if you don't believe me. Devious derelict. I've nothing to say but this. Thou'll take who or whatsoever has been feeding off of the low folk. He's on the up and up. What do you want from me? I don't know nothing. I swear. Please don't kill me. Sounds like something a guilty person would say. Please, sir, just leave me be. That also sounds like something a guilty person would say. I think they're all guilty. If you ask me. Just as I told you, wasn't it? A lot of them are terrified. There's been talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply up and moved on to a better place. This place ain't exactly costed all soul, if you know what I'm saying. My investigation comes to a conclusion. They're all in on it. Burn the place to the ground. Have you learned aught of import? I see. I should have expected a bus from August. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps we speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know something of use. Yeah, I'll take that. That's not an upgrade, so we're going to be taking money for this one. Would like to learn what you can from the clergy. If we would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we've no better place to ask than the Church of Saint Adama Landama. It is a small and humble church found to the northwest of here. And so long as we're headed there, I might ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse, a morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to the burial, and I trust no one more than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marquis. He tends to the graves of the Lich Yard. He will tell you where the body is to be interred. Let me do this. Put on my helmet. Which of course you can't see because I'm Rothgar, because most hats aren't programmed for us yet. They're getting there, And going forward, they're pretty good about making sure that any new stuff is something they can wear. And of course, there are things you can do to make sure they can appear on your character, but we don't talk about those, because that would make Yoshi P sad. And clearly I never take part in such deviant behavior. There he is. I am Marquis, yes. A body? Of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, sir. If you seek a place of burial, then there's an empty grave atop the ridge. take the path and lay him to rest there. I seem to recall, like, not realizing there was a little path here, and, like, seeing the you know, where the quest marker was, and, like, trying to, like, jump up from, like, various spots to get up here, not realizing there was a very easy path right next to us. I'm not a bright man. Look, you know, I often miss very obvious things, especially in video games. I was like, well, how the heck do I get up there? I don't understand. So like, I have to like, jump from things around the back, and I was like, no, you idiot! It's right there, right next to the man. May they all walk in Thal's realm. But missing people? I'm afraid I can't help you, but maybe Sister Orsen can. She has been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me. You will find Sister Orsen within the church walls. You have a very particular... You're also wearing a very particular set of goggles there. Kinda interesting. Unlike a lot of other NPCs, that's very interesting. I wonder if we'll come back to that. Oh, there you are. I hear you've done for us the service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard when next you see him. You seek knowledge of missing drybone inhabitants? It is true I am closer to the people than any other of the Order. I confide in them, and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper, Thal, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marquis were more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the Church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have word with Marquess? I don't know, is it Marquess? Marquess? Marquess. You know, we'll say Marquess. And soon. Yep. He's dead, alright. They're just making sure before they, bury him alive accidentally. Like, let's just make sure. Let's keep him around for a little bit. Whee! Got to bury a dead guy. Thank you, Kilrath. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Kilrath? Dahies. A pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I too spoke to Ungust, more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to his notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious unawares than she who takes confession, the good sister Orsen herself? Orsen? She wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you will be wise to keep an eye on this rose. Since the Lichkeeper Marquess, I swear that by 12 I've seen that face. Still, the Lichkeeper Marquess. I swear by 12 I've seen that face elsewhere before. There's not many people who wear weird goggles under a robe. Sister Orsen, it cannot be. Though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it's not uncommon to see her speaking to the children. No, it could not be she. Could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular she is fond of. Pray, seek out the boy, and see if you cannot glean something from him about Gorsan's activities. Ethiopia? Where is he? He's upstairs. Is he in the graveyard? Or is he in the church, maybe? He might be in the church. He's not in the church. Where in God's name is this kid? Oh, he's in the Golden Bazaar. That's way off. Yeah, okay. We're going this way. Yeah, it's up this way. Got our handy dandy map. Yeah, when we sort of get the conclusion to whom our quest is, that's another thing. That's a whole other can of worms. I mean, and it has to do with 1.0. And as good as the story throughout this entire thing is, and how many setups have payoffs, and how like they tied up almost everything with a little bow. There's one or two things in Realm Reborn, like a very small amount, that kind of went nowhere because again they weren't sure this was. I mean, 1.0 failed, so they weren't sure that this new 2.0 revamp was gonna fail either. So they were being cautious, but they were also throwing some stuff out there as hooks to see if they could get some interest. But then once it was successful and they were able to continue with the storyline, certain things kind of got left behind. It's like, well, we don't really have a thing for that yet, and certain things from 1.0 don't really work necessarily one-to-one with Realm Reborn. Lisa, Sister Orsen went out all on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it, but what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her. Well, let's see. Oh, I think I see someone over there. No, she's not dead. Yet. Huh. That's okay, just some zombies. Ashkin, as they are called in this game. You're the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. Seems my gratitude is yours again. You spoke with the child? Yes. Well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given to him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. Awful suspicious that you found the ring and were being attacked by zombies, if you ask me. No, not there. Drive off. Sister Asin was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her, should she require any rest. Search for members of the searching for mementos of the orphans and risking her own well-being on doing so, no less. Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. I am well glad I reserved that in-room for Sister Arsene. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now for the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray you two are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. Southeast, which is going to be up and around. Hold on, let me see something here. All the way around. I think we do all the way around. Southeast. Yep, this way. This way. How far is this? Not seeing anything on the map yet. Okay, so actually I can go this way. Oh, that's where that is. That's where... Okay, so I'm actually pretty close. So let's go slightly more south. Get off me. There you are. Crap. False, they were perhaps my suspicion was not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Arsene near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as they came, but well, let us say I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Kilrath. Would you be so kind to take a look inside? Sure. What am I looking for exactly? Oh, we're just looking for a clue. Excuse me. Don't mind me. Queer leaflet. That might be a clue. I found a clue. This leaflet's queer. A little too queer, if you ask me. Suspiciously so. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? This leaflet. See the wealth of Nald to the hands of the children. Look at some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? These bits about Nald Thal seem somewhat less than studied. find it hard to believe one among the Order penned this. Take this to the inn at Camp Travel and let us see what Sister Orsen makes of it. I just teleport. Where's the inn? Is that the inn? I think this is the inn. Or there's this. No, this is the tavern. Yes, the tavern. So the inn is here. Yes. My terrible memory serves me well. My savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? What is this? Blasphemous. These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the Order, of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the Order to deceive the people? The plot thickens, Kilrath. Curiouser and curiouser. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There is no doubt an irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard that we have learned what we have learned here. Can do. How do I get out of here? There we go. Posing as a priest? To think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Kilrath. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. No. Give me that money. Isambard wants to help you identify and apprehend the false priest. I'm afraid I have not seen any usual activity, nor of any at this camp given me cause to doubt them, but unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocents will fall victim. Like with like, by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. I dare to hope that this will yield the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. These will serve us well. You have my thanks. Listen, Kilrath, so as to lay the foundation of our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard lent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. Yeah, right. Let's do a pair of weathered shepherd slops. So we want to put on shepherd's tunic, slops, and we want to start yelling at people. Oh, there's one right here. Don't mind, like, you know, the boots and the gloves and the weapon. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Alright, so we're just gonna beg for a little bit. Is there a way up from here? There's a dude up there. Oh. This way. Yeah, give me money. No, I think the rest are going to be down here. Wait a minute. Keeper of the Sun and Goddess of Anchor. Okay, I think he's actually a legit priest. Flame Captain. Yeah, I'm looking for stuff. Give me stuff. Yeah, I'm totally poor over here. I got these shoes from a hobo. You have quite a knack for being a nuisance killer at the camp. There's a buzz of talk of newly arrived vagrants. Yeah, I didn't take part. I just wanted to watch you do it. Actually, I already know who it is. And though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the port have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place, rather ideal for spearing away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. You'll need to remain in disguise. Not you, I assume. And running, and running. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Over and around. Oh, it's actually not the fire. It's actually kind of similar to where we were waiting for the Amalja. A fine evening catching false priests, wouldn't you say? You look absolutely smashing, Kilrath. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left then is to wait for our quarry to appear. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child. For I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Naldal, and I have come to offer you succor. The leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of your penury. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of the atrocious performance. You would have made a god's awful mummer, Ungust. What? How did you know? You bastards tricked me. Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago, the Amalja raids began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm, plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew. And so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands, outrageous ones. Demands? First of all, they wanted the schedule of the crystal shipments from the Nawana mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence? You could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak. The murmur was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not even see a fraction what the Amalja paid me. You sacrificed innocence so you could line your own pockets. Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. Do you want to blame someone for this mess the world's in? Then Blame yourselves or the gods. Not you again. Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flame's patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that, I swear it. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth, but no matter. There'll be time enough to learn the truth. Kilrath, be a good man and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still somewhere out there. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. So I engaged in a little human trafficking, you know. It's for the better. It's for the greater good, you know. Who hasn't done that? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make use of my warp. Oh, I can take this off now too. Wait, no, I don't want that. I want to do that. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Lower 47. Oh, it's a dungeon. That's why. Okay, so yeah, these are all high-level, like, unlocking optional dungeons. When you see red like that, it just means it's a locked quest. I don't have what it takes to get there yet. Hey, Tazra. Welcome back, Kilrath. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice to say, they will not willingly part with the information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. It already has, to be fair. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mudamix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mudamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mudamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the greater benefit of the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mudamix, and bid him use it to demonstrate this craft to you. Mudamix is ever to be found at the camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for the Pillar of Smoke, and the way will become clear. Goblins are awesome, by the way. There's a few that you'll like remember by name. Brayflock's one of them. But they are a trading people. They trade with everybody. So their language is really interesting, because essentially, it seems like they're speaking in weird, like, broken phrases, but what it is basically, because they speak all languages, they have to as traders, it's like little bits of everything. It's like this world's version of Esperanto, where it's simplification of things to such an extent, like, money is jingly shines. It doesn't matter what you call money, to them it's jingly shines. You know, busy deals, that's a, you know, some kind of quick transaction. Like, it doesn't matter what anyone calls it, that's a word that everyone understands. So it's like this perfect, like, language of just simple, like, concepts broken down to their simplest, like, universal form. And yeah, you'll meet a lot of goblins who are really awesome. Bonfire is right north of Blackwar Station. So we're going to be learning melding, which I'm not going to be doing any of myself, because, actually, to be honest, you don't really have... If you're not going to engage in, like, Savages and Unreals and Ultimates and like some of the harder extremes, you don't really need to ever interact with materia melding. And even if you are, you're not going to be doing that till you're actually doing those, like, after you hit 90. So really, it's okay to have, and people use it if you're doing the hardcore rating in trials, but no, it's not. You don't have to interact with this system pretty much at all if you don't want to. And usually you have to have NPCs do it for you, because you need to be a high-level crafter in order to do it yourself. Basically, they have these masks, so they'll always kind of make these sounds like the Darth Vader sound. Who is Uplander come to tent ring of Mutamix bubbly pots? Uplander. Everyone is Uplander to them. Fighty Tool drinks an airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine. Name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes. Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Yeah, Big Eyes, just surprise. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? The, like, direction is really good in this game as far as, well, we can't have characters interacting too, because it's not built into the system. Unless we want to do, like, an actual, like, cutscene, like an FMV cutscene, you know, like a fully out-of-engine cutscene. We can't have them interact too crazily with objects in world, other than ones that are specifically, like, cooked in. So if you hand something over to someone, sometimes you'll just have, like, hold up nothing and they will take nothing. But a lot of times it will be like your hand will be just off camera, so you can't see them taking it from you. And then when it cuts to them, they'll already have it in their hand. Like, it's very clever direction. Like, when you talk about directing a video game, it's that kind of stuff that you really kind of appreciate. Like, they had to really think about this like a filmmaker. Like, I can't show that he has nothing in his hand, so, or Minfilia writing on the paper. Well, we can't have her actually writing on the paper and have the writing, like, appear on the paper. Okay, let's have her do it, like, just off camera, and then hand it, and then the exchange is done, and we don't actually have to see it, like, happening between the hands. It's very, very clever how they make the most of this engine. Fighting Tool is unstrong as Eating Tool. Make good Teachy Show for power of materia. The materia, Master. Now, Eyes of Uplander, point at Fighty Tool, yes? Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamax turned that dagger of yours from somewhat as wouldn't have struggled to cut a steak into a weapon worth wielding. What about second materia? Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best fill brain case with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learny ones of Mutamax. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. I mean, a lot of fun little interactions, but basically it's just a tutorial on how materia works, and we don't care. Because not our problem. Ultimately, there are materia vendors and people in cities that can basically fuse it for you, or you can, like if you know someone who has a high-level crafter, they can just fuse it for you. I believe there may be limitations to using the ones in the city rather than an actual high-level crafter. But yeah, I mean, there's always people willing to... Oh, what do you have? Halatali? That is a fun dungeon. And that's the one I was speaking of, where Halatali, you clear it out. And then if you come back later and you unlock the hard mode, the Immortal Flames have basically turned it into the Danger Room from X-Men, like it's just a training facility. And so now you go through it again, and sometimes hard modes will take you through a slightly different path through the dungeon, but it's interesting. I don't know, maybe I'll unlock it at some point and show it off. I find that interesting because it's fun to play through, but we're here for story. If I finish off MSQ early enough, then when I basically switch back to the main, and I have a lot of time before Dawn Trail comes out, I'll probably just show off some optional stuff on my main. Because why not? Show off some of the wacky, extreme, and savage stuff that just gets nuts. Welcome back, Hilarath. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. It did. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one needs only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may give you the edge you need, Kilrath, so make it your ally. Now it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready. Yep, here we go. We going different. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It would appear he is able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Kilrath. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade tell me that to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you are made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Now, fortunately, it's the flames and not the brass blades helping, because the brass blades are the ones who shake people down instead of saving them. The flames are actually working, well, I mean, they're still kind of working for the monitorists, but they're ostensibly serving the Sultanate. Once again, Gridania is the best place. Both the Adders and the Wood Whalers are good people. Ah, your killer Ethicon gave the Scions. Thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on the mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize them of the whereabouts of the abductees. The Lizard Men aren't aware that their man, Ungust, has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous prior to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count. So we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please, make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja plot if the mission succeeds, Kilrath. Let's make sure it does. Invisible City is... sorry. Fine. Run my ass off. Gonna go around this way, around this way. we are. A lot of void sent. So we got some demons hanging around. I did that thing where you were like, I had like two, I was gonna say, like, for some reason hanging on and hanging around, it turned into like hanging on. Hey, you had to make a move, buddy. You could have left me alone, but now you're gonna die. Shouldn't have looked. Can I jump up there, maybe? No. This way? This way. Sorry, sir, you were in my way. Sorry, you ruined the Emperor's groove. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. Make a move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. They've appeared. What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flames crisis for moons before finally being caught. Did you ever wonder how I managed it? It was almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Ah, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. As much as I left your head a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. There may actually be reasons why that flame was a traitor and not just money. You'll see once we get to it. There's things that primals do people's minds. We'll just say. Let's clear up the chat before we get to it. Yeah, you know what? I don't want pressures. Get out of here. I don't know, for Ungus, my thought in my head, like, I just kind of hear him like, what's his name, Ricardo from Resident Evil 5? This sleazy drug dealer dude. You know, Ungus, it probably would be smarter if you didn't hang around to see if we win. If it were me, if I was gonna, like, lead people into a trap, I'd probably, as soon as the trap is sprung, get the hell out. Because, like, oh, if they happen to win and I'm still standing here, they're just gonna, like, execute me on the spot. There are many conversations in this game where I wish there was an option. Not like the Mass Effect option, just like interrupt them and punch them. But I want, like, an option, like, after I'll let them say their piece. I just want an option that just says summary execution. I know I'm supposed to be the warrior light and everything, but there's sometimes where it's like, no, you gotta go. You gotta go now. I'm gonna let you finish. But yeah, I know, you did. There we go. Put up your weapons, or your comrade's a dead man. Oh god, if sleep spells existed, mages would be like the highest paid people ever. Bring him. The rest of you march. But no god, like, traitorous scum. Oh god, if a mage could just like put you to sleep and get a full night's rest out of it, damn. We'd be paying for that service all the time. The question is, where are we? Apparently they didn't tie me up. That's kind of an odd choice. I fear the Amalja mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let it be a soldier's death with steel in hand. The Bowl of Embers is now accessible. Yeah, so we're about to find out why maybe there's traitors, and also why the primal situation is bad. Not only do they drink up a lot of aether from the area, which can lead to horrible consequences for like the environment when they're drinking up the life of the planet, but no, it gets worse, as we're about to see. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servant beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not your godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells. Bring those two as well. Oh. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. Yeah, that's what you get. This is the find out part of the fuck around and equation. Beautiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. Oh, mighty Ifrit, my one true god. My words, your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another. That is the only explanation. forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as a vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art the godless blessed's number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Paragons, Thine existence is not to be suffered. So, yeah. When you are in the presence of a primal, they can straight up claim you. You become their thralls. They replace any desire, any goals, any dreams. Your entire self is now devoted to them. You are single-mindedly devoted to worshiping them. And, yeah, that's basically why primals are a real problem. Because you can't even really send people to go fight them when they show up, unless they have the Echo, which is what's protecting me from being enthralled. So you send an army after them, they could literally just say, nope, your army's mine now. And unless people in that army have the Echo, there's nothing they can do. So the idea being that, you know, other people who were, you know, here to help happen to also have the Echo, and that's your party for this fight. Tank, wanna hand down this? Oh wait, never mind, I'm not the tank. He's turning the tank. He's turning it for the round, which is good. Yeah, see that fire thing he just did? That's a cleave. That's why the tank turns him away from the party. Because that's not a targeted attack, that's an area attack. So yeah, if I was standing over there, I would probably be dead. Not gonna be that interesting a fight. He has some mechanics, but nothing too complicated. He's the first trial, you know, and this is him in the hard mode. Okay, that we'll fight later. There's only one real. Okay, that we gotta watch out for. Boss that really has a cleave like that? I don't know. Might be. That's another thing. Early on, they just train you. Turn the boss away because the tank can take that because he's a tank. And even if, like, we could take it, if everyone is taking damage... Okay, so here's the basic mechanic of this fight. He's going to be invincible for a little bit, and we have to destroy this in time, or else he casts in, Hellfire and we die. There's no surviving it. That's basically what this boils down to. He'll still cast Hellfire, but basically the faster we kill him, the less damage he'll do with it. And so now he's going to do it. I can't even... Oh, sorry, I'm going to pop Faint, just so it's even less damage. Nothing too bad. You know, if all of us are just sitting in the cleave taking damage, that's way more work for the healer to do, when the healer's only job should be to just heal the tank. Keep the tank alive. See, anytime you're taking damage, you're also taking probably vulnerability stacks, which make you take more damage overall, making the healer's job harder. It all like boils down to just avoid mechanics. Let the tank be the only one really taking a lot of damage. Be kind to your healers, basically. About as complicated as it gets, really. It's not too bad for a first fight. It'll get way more complicated, but still, everything in A Realm Reborn the mechanics aren't that big an issue, really. It's once you start getting into later stuff that you really need to be on your game. Even the required raid, Alliance raid of Realm Reborn, these days has been oversimplified to the point that you can ignore most of the mechanics. Why look, it's a crystal. I was told to get these. Now we have two. So we are almost halfway through Realm Reborn. Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of malicious zealots. I swear each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Phew. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for these two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Kilrath. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would never have left you to face it alone. You might have given a venerable baptism of fire. Let us continue this conversation on more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. So, ooh. So that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Uldan interference into account. You should know better than to rely on 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely on. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meteor of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I'm troubled by that adventure's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe be a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task, that is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. I wonder if those, like, weird gun blade things on her arms get, like, caught on doors a lot. With allies like that, beware a woman in love, I shall need to be on my best behavior. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Ah, there you are, Kilrath. Come, rest a while. You'll have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for the time at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Kilrath. Not even I thought you were ordinary. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I've long suspected that you have potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Winfield will be proud beyond all reckoning once she hears of your deeds. I trust she shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to Waking Sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Yeah, so, you'd think, oh, we beat Ifrit, so they're gonna be, the brainwashing will be gone now, right? No, it doesn't work that way. Once you're tempered, you will forever, basically, if they don't put you down, you will basically have one goal for your rest of your life, and that is to keep trying to summon the god and feed the god. So, all of the people that were kidnapped and tempered, the only thing you can do is just kill them. Just put them down, put them out of their misery. So yeah, there's no saving someone once they're tempered. That's it. Which is why the primals are obviously such a huge problem. Because every time they're summoned, there's always going to be collateral. And if you send people in them that don't have that don't have the echo, you're just going to be adding to more people that you're going to have to put down later. So it could just exponentially grow. And they're not mindless thralls. Some of them can be very cunning. Like they can hide it and try to lure more people in. So it's a huge problem. And the Garleans also seem very interested in what was going on with Ifrit. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Yeah, just let me in, will you? My late arrival nearly cost Kilrath his life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took him prisoner, and I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. By some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should never have to have faced such dangers alone. I failed him utterly, just as I am failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Kilrath, it's so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Menthalia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious. As to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume aether if they are to maintain their presence here. And the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require more concentrated sources of aether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well in the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of aether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which the primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or ethereal coalescence, which grants their being physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers, worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. The primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process by which you yourself are subjected. Yet even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remain unaffected. That is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are new developments, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flame assures me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest for the time. I suggest we take full advantage of the respite, Kilrath. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear we will have a nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Menphilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that all have been put to death, the flames with whom we were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do so if there were any other recourse, but once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal from whom he chose to worship. The primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need to be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Kilrath. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses to his people. Until next time. Yeah, so the whole primal problem gets pretty dark. You literally can't save everybody. In fact, you can't, if they're tempered, you can't save them at all. God forgive me, how many more lives? Louis Sois would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. '24. One more level and we get our next mission. Menphilia is wearing a smile. Might have something to do with your newfound fame. We'll accept this, and then I'll probably call it for the day. Until not very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make your way into Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Thancred that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. Yeah, I know, I was there. I'm kind of a big deal. You've achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in doing so. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Kilrath, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Oh, this is when we get to choose our grand company. Yeah, I have already decided, adders. You all can go. Ah, Lady Menphilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand the Scions on the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom Grand Company of Limpsalo Minsa to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Kilrath, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for their own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such length to enlist a new recruit, but they have evidence of their high regard. This is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Kilrath's deed spread so quickly that the immortal flame should know the triumph is to be expected. What of the other Grand Companies? Your reputation precedes you, Master Akangi. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, and together let us ensure peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. Yeah, I don't care what you have to say, I'm not choosing you. I don't care what you have to say, I'm not choosing you. I've already my choice is made. This is a farce. I know who I'm going with. There is a right choice here. It's the only choice. Very well. But I'm quite sure you need no reminding. May I have a brief summary of the situation? I don't need the brief summary. Yeah, I know. The three companies, countries. I've talked about this at length with Chad. As part of the proceedings, I'm given to understand the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought help you. Okay. Yeah, because oh, sorry, we haven't even done the memorial service yet. A fine suggestion. You're very wise, you are beautiful, my lady. Shut up. Very well. Kilrath, hear our leaders speak and return here with this decision. We eagerly await your answer. Can I just choose now? I don't need to go through all this. I know full well the adventurers are by nature a liberty-loving breed and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Dren company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Kilrath, and with it, you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention. Not all of it friendly. There are those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will be in need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you'll be afield more often than future. As such, I would have you carry this link bow with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch, regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Kilrath, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you of as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. It's in Gradania. That I know. This, by the way, if you didn't notice, is the staff of Louis Soir. The remains of the staff. In the 1.0, the actual original group that he had gotten together with all these Scions, it wasn't the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was the Circle of Knowing was their original title, and the Scions are kind of like the rebuilding of what he had made. Yeah, Tataru should be outside. We'll talk to her, and then we will call it there, so that on Thursday we will do I am sorry about all the attention you're getting, Kilrath. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and too often to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes according to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of Twin Adder, will hold the first of the three services. The Elder Seer Connie Senna will deliver her address in Miketo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at the point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where the Flame General Rabban Alden will be addressing the masses at the Rel Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Liminsa, where Maelstrom Commander Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merowib? I don't know. I'm not going to try to say that. Will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthael, and he'll admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go. I hope you find the Remembrance Service suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city space in my prescribed order, although with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor. Basically, it's saying you can do it any way you want. But we'll just do them in that order. Because why not? I might actually unlock that in between streams. But that's going to be it for today. So we actually got a lot done today. We got our first trial, and we're finally going to get our Grand Company, and that means getting a Chocobo, and actually being able to use mounts. But this also means that that's the Grand Company stuff you joining, that's kind of a side thing you don't really have to do much with. I probably will just because there's stuff I want from it, like there's some cool looking gear. But apart from that, a lot of that's going to happen off stream. I'm not going to, well, although a lot of it's just going to be when I eventually get a squadron, going in, telling the squadron to do something and leaving, so it's not that big a deal. But that'll be for next time. Same bat time, same bat channel, Thursday. And I will see you all next time.